and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for June the 10th through June the 17th. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm feeling great. That was just a little tickle in my throat. Thank you all for all of those who got readings with me on Instant Go. I had a great time. You know, it's a perfect way to ask me, a question. I happened to be up late. Somebody asked me a question at like 11 p.m. and I was able to answer them. So it's great. Also, please join me on Patreon. It's another way of promoting me. Check that out. I believe, I always get this wrong. So I said I'm going to remember, but I don't know if it's this side or this side. Anyway, at the beginning of me reading, these are for your sun, moon, and rising signs. So please, if you want a personal reading, you can find that information in the show more section below. All the other links to the other videos will be below also, so don't forget that. Now, if you haven't been here before, welcome. I'm so happy that you join me, and I really hope you'll come back. Please don't forget to like my videos, share them on your social media, comment, I read every comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're coming back, I love you guys. I think it's wonderful that you come back, and I really, really appreciate you. So thank you. Thank you for always liking, always commenting. There's a core group that always do that, and you keep me on point. You keep me coming back to do this. So now let's go to the astrology report for the week. Now on the 12th, Mercury moves into Cancer. This can kind of be kind of emotionally intense. It can emotionally intensify our thought process. So we may kind of think of things a little biased, and be careful not to take things personally at this time. Be aware of that. On the 13th, we have the new moon in Gemini. Now the new moon is about intentions, right? Writing your intentions down. We're probably going to feel a little antsy. We've come out of kind of the spring, the winter, now we're in summer. It's like we're raring to go, right? So this is a good time for a trip. We're going to want change. We want newness. We want change. So it's a good time to take a trip or, plan a trip. Now on the same day, Venus moves into Leo. Darling, we might be feeling a little theatrical. Maybe we want to express ourselves in a theatrical way. Maybe we want to wear color. We want to stand out. We want to look beautiful. And, how we want to present ourselves to the world. I'm laughing because I'm going to a 1920s party and it's going to be very theatrical. Not that I'm not theatrical anyway, with the Leo rising. So then on the 14th, Venus squares Uranus. This is kind of an awkward, socially awkward time. I definitely wouldn't plan any kind of romantic date or get together. I think the 14th is a good day to do something spiritual, maybe some alone time, some me time, pampering yourself or meditating is a perfect thing to do on this day. So that's it for the astrological report. Let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello Gemini, and welcome to your reading for June the 10th through June the 17th. And the first card out for you guys, don't freak out, it's the Death card. Can you see that? Yes, that's better like that, right? That's a better view. The Death card isn't like a physical death. This is like a psychological death. This is the death of the old paradigms. Listen, look, things must change for you to grow and to move on. And sometimes, it's kind of painful sometimes when we have to move on and we have to change. Our ego is hurt, right? Because we have to kind of think of old belief systems, old paradigms, old behaviors. They don't kind of work for us, right? We've got to this place where we're stagnant. So there has to be a death of some sort. right? The death of those old ways, the old belief systems, the old behaviors, the old you, right? This is death and rebirth, right? So this is about, look, you can have, when this card comes up, if you're not embracing change, you can have a long, painful death, right? Because change is coming. It's inevitable. It's going to come anyway. So you can choose to have this long, painful, suffering death, or you can have a quick, clean death, right? When you embrace the change, it's not as painful. You know, it's uncomfortable maybe, but not as painful. And you can come through it on the other side triumphantly. And guess what? Look what's clarifying it. You've got the Chariot, and the Chariot is triumph, right? This is coming through a very difficult journey and coming through triumphantly. This is like the opposing forces. This is the internal, you know, yin yang, the imposed, the good, the bad, you know. This is like, you know, do I go forth spirit? Do I want to follow this spiritual journey? Do I want to grow? Do I want to expand my horizons, or do I want to stay stagnant and kind of in the same old place and not very happy? And you know, you are about change, Gemini. So if you do embrace this change, you will be triumphant. It's always for the best. When this comes up, the change is always for the better. Something has to go. So your old belief systems. So this is about coming through a very difficult journey and coming through on top triumphantly. It's not been easy. However, when this card comes up, it's saying, yes, you've got through it. You made it. It's great. Don't stop. Keep moving forward. That's the message here in these two cards. Now, the next card you have is the Holy Grail, darling. The Ace of Cups. This is a gift from the universe. You see this, okay, so look at how you've got the third eye here. This is a gift of sight, right? Now, this is also, look at the moon. The moon really stays the same, but it just appears to be different. It depends on how the sun reacts with it, right? It's the sun that is reflecting from the moon as the moon moves. So this is, it appears kind of differently. Now, you can take this gift and you can use it the way it's supposed to be used. You can, you know, you can use this gift as a spiritual growth, a spiritual journey. This is the love of spirit. I feel that you're being drawn to expand spiritually and go forward. Or, you know, this to me is the start of something wonderful. It's a gift from the universe. It is your sight. It's about seeing your life in a different way, and which goes with this, right? This is about seeing it differently. This is about the death of the old. This is the birth of the new way of seeing things and moving forward spiritually. And it's interesting that we have the moon. We have two cards clarifying it. We have the moon. So I feel that the light is being shed on something here. I feel that you are going to see your path. You're going to see, this is about intuition and psychic ability, Gemini, right now. And look, right next to it, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, which is, you know, happy. This is like all your needs being met. This is the end of a journey and something beautiful. Look, the start of something lovely. I have a feeling there's major change for you this week, Gemini. Embrace it. And I'll tell you why. You've got the King of Swords, right? And I have a feeling that this represents you. It's this very intelligent person, and you know that you're very cerebral, and you're ruled by Mercury. So it's all about the mind, right? It's all about the mental realm. This is the King of Swords, and he is so when he comes in, he's like worked, he's got everything that he needs, right? He's got the wealth, and he's kind of just, you know, lounging there with his one hand on the sword. This is the thing with this card. He's kind of like the champion for justice too. This is like the justice card. It's about doing the right thing for the right reasons. The only thing I think about this guy is that he can kind of get caught up in his head and his ego. So be careful not to be a snob. Be careful not to let the ego take over in the mind, right? Well, look, you've got the Six of Rods. This is about celebration. This is about getting recognized. So be very, look, this is triumph too, and celebration and being recognized for all the work that you've done and how far you've come. Just don't let that go to your head, Gemini, right? Stay grounded and keep on that spiritual path. So yes, changes are happening this week. Be careful not to get stuck in your head and your own ego of you coming through this very difficult time. But when you embrace the change, it's going to be wonderful. So, happy birthday, darling. You get an extra card. And I decided to use the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. They just stuck out at me. I was going for another deck and these jumped out at me. So these are the ones you're meant to get. So let's see. What do the Goddess Oracle cards have? What wonderful messages and blessings do the Goddess Oracle cards have for Gemini for this coming week? What do we have? Okay. What wonderful blessings. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. And this is kind of what's going on astrologically with the new moon in Gemini. It's like you've got Cordelia, right? Cordelia. This is go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. This is also about like taking a trip, getting with nature. You know, we're going to feel kind of restless this week with the new moon in Gemini, excited, wanting adventure. So this is a time. Go out and have an adventure, Gemini. So let's pull the Whispers of Love. We're going to do a card for single Geminis and a card for Geminis in relationships. So the first is the single. Let's see what the single Whispers of Love have to say for single Geminis. What do the Whispers of Love have to say to single Geminis? Let's see. Okay. What wonderful messages and blessings do the Whispers of Angels have for single Geminis? Oh, oh. Okay, this is the one that I've got. This came out. Oh, okay. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. Back to what you love. Focus on what you love. That's what you have to do. You have to, when you focus on what you love, right, you will attract that love. Isn't that beautiful? It's really beautiful. Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment. I love comment and feedback, and subscribe if you haven't already. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.